hopefully I can start an interesting trend here where we as the community maybe discuss why we chose the characters we chose to fight with in Sparking Zero. And maybe this will carry over to other fighting games and stuff as well. This is actually my B team that I'm getting ready to talk about here. And this is not necessarily a team that I have just thrown away the concept of winning and trying to beat my opponent. However, this is a team that I'm really thinking of just exploring the game a little bit more and experimenting with different things. And so one of the first characters that popped into my head, and I said, for some reason, I feel like this character will be really fun to use, is Bobbity. And so I scrolled past him and I'm like, what could they have possibly done with this character to make him even remotely usable in this game? And I love that he doesn't really have a lot of health, but I do like his abilities. His ultimate is nice. I think it's funny that Pui Pui comes out and helps him in the battle. And so he also has some speed on him. He's a smaller character, so he's hard to hit. It's been really fun using him. Evil Boo is a character that just really doesn't get discussed a lot. I think when it comes to the Dragon Ball series, he was just around for such a short period of time, but I always kind of wished we would have been able to see a little bit more of him. And he had some interesting abilities, and I kind of forgot about them. Like, for example, the flame shower breath. This is essentially what he uses to reflect Fat Boo's candy beam back at him. And so he's a tough character, especially at close range, because he has 2 unblockable moves and a paralyzed beam. So it's just tough if he can do a little side dodge or get you to whiff punish or catch you pushing a button and all of a sudden you're getting hit with a really strong unblockable move. And so that's why I have him on my team. This next one, I was never super interested in the Lord Slug movie. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, I don't even think I've seen the full movie from start to finish. But I just thought it would be cool to show some love to another Namekian on my team. Bojack's movie is pretty cool. I always thought that he was just an interesting character in general, his backstory. I like that he had a transformation. And just him having a go with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Like, we haven't seen a whole lot of people be able to go up against teenage Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. And so I just thought Bojack was an interesting character, so I threw him on my team. And then Janemba. Janemba is a little bit more popular, but I like to start off with the base version, try to kind of mix up my style a little bit, and use a giant character and try to figure out how I can, do as much damage as I can and not necessarily cheese. I know people have been doing a lot of cheese with the giant characters. I'm not so much trying to do that as I am just see how I can incorporate that into my play style, still build up my skills, and I still want to transform into Super Janemba, or whatever we call it. Yeah, Super Janemba later on in the fight. So that's my expectation, right? And so what I also wanted to mention is Bojack is actually coming off of my team. And the reason why Bojack is coming off of my team is just I haven't been really having the most fun with him. I don't necessarily like some of his moves. And so I am going to be replacing him with Sin Shinron. Now, I haven't got a good chance to really practice with Sin Shinron yet. I actually just made this decision maybe a few hours ago. This person would have been Nova Shinron. I'm kind of upset that Nova Shinron didn't make it into the game. Maybe at some point they'll do an update where they grab up some stragglers from maybe Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT and Super, some people that just kind of didn't make it in right away. And hopefully maybe Nova and I Shinron are a part of that. But this would have 100% been Nova Shinron. But I also like to have characters with some transformations. So I'm going to be going with base Shinron off the rip. And then transforming into Omega Shinron if need be. And another reason why I just kind of went with this character is because I just like the Shadow Dragon arc in general when it comes to Dragon Ball GT, not necessarily just Nova. So if Ice Shinron was in here, I probably would have picked Ice Shinron. If any of the other Shinrons were, I probably would have picked them because I feel like that was a really strong concept when it comes to Dragon Ball GT, and I really wish they would have carried that over to some of the newer stuff that they were doing, similar to what they've done with like Frieza and Broly. and just kind of changing up Bardock a little bit. And so I would wish that they would do something like that, because they've used the Dragon Ball so much. So kind of a little setback to say, hey, you've been abusing this ability, or you've been abusing this power, and this is the result. So this is my B team. If you guys were interested in more videos like this, let me know what you guys think, and I can have a discussion about why I chose the characters on my A team. With that being said, if you like the video, like it. If you think someone else might like it, share it. And if you want to see more, I really hope that you would subscribe.